Walker, KO, Walker, KO, Walker, KO, Walker, KO. Red, white, black. Bitch, tell me what
This was
let's do it. Man, they think they can see us, man. This that some shit, my niggas. They can't see us, man. Well, see my birds, you understand, nigga. Zone City, whatever. Gucci,
as we know it. Let's get out of here. What was it? Do you think I want to go back to being nobody? You're so dead. They're just being normal teenage girls. I'm not dying in this room with you!
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Niles' YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, aka the Low Key Horror Cave. We are back with another retro horror movie review, and this time we got something of a guilty pleasure, and I would feel like it's kind of a cult classic now as far as Ginger Snaps. This came out 2000, probably 2001, depending on how you look at it as far as the limited theatrical, I can't get it out, but the limited theatrical release that it had, because I didn't know this came out of theaters. I thought it came out straight on video, because I caught this, like, I don't know if it was Blockbuster or Sci-Fi Channel, but this is way back in the day, and this was a lot of movies like this that was coming like out on demand. It was a slasher that came out called Cherry Falls that had rest in peace to Brittany Murphy in it, but that was one too that came out around that time. But you know, the Sci-Fi Channel kind of had these little movies that was coming out, and depending on the budget, you know, they had their verses like Lake Placid versus Anaconda and shit like that. But anyway, man, this is a very, very good werewolf horror film. And I guess you could put it in the category of creature films, but it ain't really necessarily a slow burn. But as far as just getting a creature to actually appear on film, it's like two scenes, but it's two very crucial scenes and two very impactful scenes, and especially the ending. But as far as going into plot, you have these two outcast sisters as far as Bridget and Ginger. And they pretty much are rebellious, you know. They don't have friends, if not many, or none at all outside of each other. I mean, they don't really have that much communication with their parents. And it's almost at a point right now to where they are pretty much making a suicide pact. You heard me right, a suicide pact, where when they reach to a certain age, they gonna take each other out, or they gonna commit suicide together and leave together or whatever. So yeah. Once again, though, it just takes you to a place as far as just showing you their connection and showing you their bond and showing you just like how out of place, or just how out of, I ain't gonna say out of reality, but the fact that they just rely on each other. They only rely on each other. And like I said, even with their parents, they just two individuals that don't see the world as is, and they just go about things the way they go about it as far as just dealing with each other on a normal basis. I mean, they got this whole thing with a school project where they pretty much do a whole thing with showing ways of killing each other, but they using fake prosthetics and all of that. And that's another thing I really like about this movie, because you could tell that it was a limited budget. That's why I didn't really know if it came in the movie theaters or not, but not because of just the budget, but the fact that, like I said, I caught this on TV, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But you can tell with the budget that it was limited on how they was going to do things, especially when it came to the creature effects, the gore and all of that. And that's why I like the way they kind of build upon the story, because this story is more so focused on these two sisters. And in the event of Ginger coming through with Mother Nature, as far as her coming on her period or whatever, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a night where they pretty much come to an agreement where they're gonna say they're gonna kill each other. They're gonna go through with the suicide or whatever. So on this night, they end up getting attacked by this beast or this creature or whatever. Little do we know this is a werewolf or whatever, but they end up getting attacked, and Ginger becomes on the worst end of it. But then she becomes to get through the process of transforming Her whole personality starts to change. She becomes very more aggressive. She becomes interested in boys, which she seems like she was never really interested in before the attack or whatever. And it's a lot that starts to happen, especially where, you know, you got bullies. We're dealing with these type of movies, especially in the early 2000s, and I ain't gonna necessarily call them Stephen King bullies, because Stephen King bullies are a little different and they're a little bit more brutal. But these bullies are no your typical bullies, just pickers, or, you know, being that these two sisters are outcasts, they are pretty much the ones that are always standing out or whatever, golf sisters, basically. So it's a lot that they are dealing with, and once Ginger starts to go through these changes is after they are attacked, then a lot of stuff started to stand out. When it comes to Bridget, it's more so of her trying to find out this cure to try to heal her sister, because they're pretty much at an agreement, and Bridget has come to the realization that her sister is transforming into a werewolf. But that is the main focus of the film, especially just Bridget and what she's willing to do to help her sister, and the things that Ginger starts to do, because it gets to a point where she can't really control herself, and this nigga starts killing people. She starts killing people, and this is her going through the process of transforming. Even in a certain situation where she ends up having like a intimate situation with a young individual, as far as this young man, and he starts to go through certain changes too. Yeah, things get crazy. But the thing about this film, and I feel like that really grabs you, is the bond, and it's the relationship between Bridget and Ginger. That really draws you in and gets you kind of this build up for Ginger going through this process of her changing into a damn werewolf. So when we actually get to those moments, yeah, man, because it's the relationship once again with Bridget and what she's willing to go through or let Ginger do to save her, because she almost gets there. Like, she gets to a point where she damn near saves Ginger, but when she goes through the full transformation, oh yeah, man, it's over. Like, this ending, because it's a lot of little moments in here, once again, watching Ginger doing what she's doing, because she's coming really destructive. Like, again, she was killing people, and she starts to kill people, but once she goes full werewolf, like, this shit turns straight, like, real drastic. Man, I'm telling you, it's some really good tense and really good scary ass scenes at the end of this movie. And once again, you can tell that the budget was kind of, you know, minimal, whatever, but they use it in a good way. Like I said, with the creature effects or whatever, we've seen plenty of werewolf movies. But what they have and what they are able to do with this and pull off, it's effective. It's very effective. And once again, just showing you the attachment that Bridget has with her sister, it comes to a point where she almost like considering, like, maybe I should just change with you. Like, I know if you die or if you leave or if you go through this, I'm not going to have anybody else, so what's the point? And it's like I said, it's that build up, and it's showing you just their connection, showing you that they ain't have nobody else but each other. But once again, going through that whole process and showing her going through the full transformation, it's one of the best, I would say, just werewolf moments. But think about American Werewolf in London and watching that transformation, because that's kind of a build-up too. And once he go through the process of fully transforming, the only thing with him is that he kind of transforms and goes back to being human, then transforms again. Not this nigga. No, he goes for werewolf, that's it. But this is man, like I said, the build up is good. But when it gets to the end, it goes full like monster mode, and we go full on horror mode. I'm telling you, man, it's some very good tense scenes and some good moments. It even got, like, I would say, somewhat surprise and deaths where you thought certain individuals might be coming out or might be able to make it because of what they doing or whatever. But no, it don't work like that. But if you are looking for a decent horror film and a decent werewolf movie, because I feel like it's maybe not too many out there, this is definitely a gem that you should check out as far as Ginger Snaps. I feel like I didn't get too much away, but I mean, like I said, this came out in 2000, so I mean, it is one of them rare ones. You can catch this on Tubi too, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely check this out, man. It's a good horror film, man. And like I said, the performances of the actresses playing Bridget and Ginger, they the ones that really draw you in. Even with them doing the whole werewolf thing and creature effects or whatever, you don't get a lot of that outside of what they doing at the beginning and what they doing at the end, but it's worth the build up and getting to that moment, I'm telling you. But outside of that, y'all let me know if y'all had a chance to check out Ginger Snaps, how you feel about it. Have y'all seen the sequels? I probably won't be doing reviews of the sequels, but let me know if y'all had a chance to check this out. And if you haven't and you are a fan of werewolf movies, you definitely should give this a try. Outside of that, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.